Today we're going to get into something every man needs to hear. Too many guys waste time and energy trying to impress women instead of simply being impressive. And here's the truth. When you chase approval, you lose your power, your peace, and your authenticity. That's why in today's video, we're going to break down 10 reasons why men should stop trying to impress women and instead start focusing on being the best version of themselves. Now, if you're new here, welcome, Jeff, your Style O.G. On this channel, we discuss various men's lifestyle topics such as style, grooming, and dating. If any or all those topics interest you, I invite you to subscribe, tap the notification bell, and join us. And to my returning friends like Little Rock 2517, salute. Now, one of the most important and first reasons you need to stop trying to impress women is because when you do, you often attract the wrong kind of woman. The woman who's more interested in what you can do for her than who you really are. You see, when you focus on pleasing instead of being the real you, it sends the message that you will bend over backwards for approval. And that type of energy pulls in women who feed off attention, not connection. You see, a grown, mature, confident man, he doesn't perform for validation. He lets his character and his calm speak for him. And when you do that, you'll attract the right kind of woman. The type of woman who will be drawn to your presence, not your performance. You'll start getting more attraction when you stop auditioning. Now, next up is something I really want you to take heed to. When you waste time and energy trying to impress women, you're actually giving over your power without realizing it. You see, what you wind up doing, you're putting her opinion above your value. You're letting her reaction determine your level of confidence. Huge mistake. And that level sets you at an inferior level. And it's never a strong position to be in. You see, a grown, mature, self-assured man knows his value whether she approves or not. And the moment you stop chasing validation, you regain control of your energy, your presence, your time, your confidence. It's a powerful mindset shift. You see, real power comes from standing firm in who you are, not bending over to win somebody over. And here's a little secret you might not realize. Women respect a man who has quiet confidence. The man who's trying to impress, she's not going to respect him because he's actually giving away his power to gain attention. Now, here's an underrated reason why chasing and trying to impress women actually is bad for you. You might not realize that it's going to cause you stress and anxiety. When you're always trying to impress women, you're actually putting unnecessary stress and pressure upon yourself. You start overthinking every move, every outfit, every word you say. Because what winds up happening, you waste so much time worrying about being judged instead of just being you. And that type of pressure inevitably builds stress and can wreck your confidence. You see, the self-assured man, he doesn't need to perform, he just needs to be present in his authentic self. The less time you waste trying to impress women, the more relaxed and genuine you become. And it's much easier to build genuine connection. That's when your best energy shines through. So stop chasing women and stop chasing perfection. You want to make sure you're comfortable in your own skin, no matter who's watching. Now, next up is something that definitely becomes an issue when you waste a lot of time trying to impress. What winds up happening, you find yourself always in competition mode. You'll find yourself always comparing, always trying to outdo the next guy. And you see, that mindset keeps you focused on winning instead of being focused on building connection. A confident, mature man, he doesn't draw attraction from competing, he draws it from his presence and his purpose. When you're solid in who you are, you realize there's no competition because what you bring to the table is uniquely yours. And trying to always prove yourself keeps you on a hamster wheel of insecurity. You don't want to be there. Stepping off of that wheel is where real confidence and peace actually lives. And here's a key thing to keep in mind. The right woman will notice when you're leading, not when you're competing. Another huge problem with all this trying to impress is actually counterproductive. Why? Because women can sense it very easily. When you're the guy who's always bending over for approval, chasing and competing, a woman can notice this immediately. You see, women are naturally intuitive. They usually can pick up on forced confidence, nervous energy, or fake charm in seconds. So if it's counterproductive and it's actually not working, why do it? You see, the moment she senses that you're performing instead of being genuine, her interest level drops. You don't need to sell yourself. You should let your self-assurance and your vibe do all the talking. And when you're calm, composed, and comfortable in your own skin, That type of energy naturally draws women in. You see, women respect men who are real, not rehearsed. The key lesson here, the less you try to impress, the more impressive you'll become. And she'll see that. Now here's a real danger of being a guy who goes out of his way bending over for approval. It actually causes you to lose respect, both from women and from yourself. You see, when a woman notices you're always bending over for approval, subconsciously she sees you're less confident and less in control. And that's definitely not a vibe you want to be giving out. You see, real respect comes from standing firm in who you are, not trying to fit into anyone else's expectations, and that includes women. And here's the thing, when you waste a lot of time chasing women, you'll start to feeling on the inside. You'll have this quiet frustration that you're not able to be your true self. So what am I trying to get across to you here? You're much better off being your authentic self and earn respect through composure, boundaries, and authenticity. That will work much better. When you stop chasing validation and live with purpose, trust me, the women, they will peep it. The key isn't about being liked. You want to focus more on being respected. Now, next up is something I believe can't be overstated. When you're trying to impress women, it actually sets the wrong foundation. Big problem. You wind up building the whole connection with the young lady on the wrong foundation. From day one, you're teaching her that your role is to please and perform, not lead and stand firm in who you actually are. And that type of dynamic, it's almost always doomed to fail. Why? Because it's based on extreme attention and effort instead of authenticity. A strong foundation comes from genuine and mutual respect, not performance and people pleasing. When you stand firm in who you are, you actually attract a woman who appreciates you, not the version of yourself you think she wants. Relationships built on truth go the distance. One built on a facade and building over backwards, they fade rather quickly. Now next up, I'm gonna help you out with something. You know that tired feeling you might be having that you can't explain? It actually might come from you trying to impress women. Trying to impress and gain approval, seeking validation, it can be mentally exhausting. If you're always watching what you say, how you act, what you wear, that's a lot of pressure. And what you're actually doing, you're trying to keep up an image that isn't you. You can't keep that up forever. That kind of pressure drains your energy, your confidence, and your peace of mind. Because one of the things I really want you to take from this video, you shouldn't have to perform to be valued. Unless by profession you're an entertainer, stop the performing and start being more genuinely you. Because you'll notice when you stop chasing validation and start authentically being yourself, everything gets a little bit easier. Conversations flow, confidence grows naturally, and your presence and purpose shines through. And it also does something very damaging you might not notice. When you spend all that time trying to impress women, it takes your eyes off of one of your most important missions, trying to improve yourself. All that energy you're spending trying to gain validation and approval, it can be used on building your health, your style, your mindset, and your goals. You can't do both at the same time. Impress and be impressive. Chasing validation inevitably will keep you stuck. Chasing self-improvement moves you forward. You see, the confident man knows when he invests his time and energy in building, evolving, and growing himself, the right type of woman, she'll notice that. But when your focus is external and trying to please other people, you lose discipline and you get more distracted. The truth is, the most attractive version of yourself is the one that's constantly evolving. So stop trying to impress women, focus more on your development and self-improvement, and you'll become more impressive. Now, next up is something I hope you've taken from throughout this video, kind of a recurring theme. You need to stop trying to impress women because real attraction happens much more naturally. And that's a simple truth. Real attraction often can't be forced. It's gonna happen organically. That's why I keep repeating throughout today's video, you wanna focus more on being impressive. You don't have to try so hard when you're confident, focused, and comfortable in your own skin. When you're living with peace and in your purpose, that type of energy naturally draws the right woman to you. Trying to impress just gets in the way because it often comes off as unnatural and forced. You see, a woman can tell when a man is centered, focused, and self-assured. And let me tell you, without a doubt, that type of calm assurance is magnetic. What I really want you to take from this video, when you stop trying to impress women, you realize you don't have to perform to be noticed. You just have to be you. Okay, so there you have it. 10 powerful reasons you should stop trying to impress women. Now do me a favor, let me know in the comments section. Do you agree that a man will get much more out of his energy and effort if he focuses on being impressive? And if you enjoyed this video and found it informative, I highly recommend you check out a recent video I did about all the small signs that a woman likes you. You can check it out right here.